Hey, thanks for watching Goosey Goggles VR. Today an early access teaser trailer dropped for Into the Radius 2. Let's check it out. Alrighty, here we are in the Into the Radius 2 early access teaser trailer. This is for Steam VR. Here we can see one of the new spawn enemies looking much more fluid, much more interesting than they were in Into the Radius 1. Where in Into the Radius 1 they looked more glitchy, this more looks like maybe like a Venom symbiote or something like that. Creepy. Also looks like rather than just leaping right at you, they can leap in the air first, then leap at you. You can imagine some great gameplay moments where you can shoot them out the air just before they're coming at you. Fantastic. Okay, straight into the next shot, we've got some weapon management. Let's take a look at that wristwatch there. So it looks like we've got our shield, the time, the health, the energy. Looks like there's also maybe like a radiation shield, something like that in the top right there. Also just above the watch, you'll notice that there's a compass this time around, so you don't have to get your iPad thing out. You can just reference your compass right there. It's pretty cool. So in this shot it looks like there's some kind of AK there with loads of rails on it, loads of attachments. The rumour is Into the Radius 2 as well, you can change the colourway of a lot of your guns so you can put skins on them. Looks like maybe that mag's got like a green olive skin on it, maybe even the gun itself, who knows. Looks cool though, got a nice little angled rail at the top there, that's pretty cool. Nice little blue ghost where you're going to attach your attachment, that's nice and clear, love it. On the bench there as well we can see one of the scopes that's going to be in the game. Looks like a lot of the attachments will fit on a lot more of the guns, they won't be so specific like it was Into the Radius 1. You'll get a lot more freedom, pretty cool. So this is interesting, it looks like there's some sort of crate that you can put items in. Whether this replaces the backpack or it is the backpack, I'm not too sure. Yeah, it's interesting, looks cool. Looks like on the bench there is maybe some sort of kitted out Makarov. That's very interesting. Looks like it's got a laser on top of the rail. We've also got a flash hider on the bench, and looks like all these ammo packs. Looks like there's a cigarette pack also there inside that crate. And another one of those scopes down there I can see as well. Okay, next shot we can see the map. Top right firstly, you can see there's a little open. I think that's for the little tapes that gave you backstory. Top left again, you see the compass. I'm not sure you need that because it's now on your wrist. Bottom right looks like it might be the timer before the radius does its thing and teleports you. And then it looks like we've got some buttons that can be activated up top left. We've got my location and legend. Now the map doesn't actually show any icons, so I think those buttons are turned off. That makes it difficult to tell the actual size of this map, whether it's going to be one of the small map instances like we see in Into the Radius 1, or something that can scroll across and be much bigger, because we can't see the entrances and exits without the legend on. Based on the size of the houses you can see on the map, it's fairly decent size. Looks very similar to something you'd see in Into the Radius 1, just be it much more of an interesting shape, I guess. It's interesting that you can see this red stuff around the iPad is this sort of water, sea, lakes. Looking at the map, it looks like you're going to have to cross a few, whether that just does you damage, or maybe you need something like hazmat gear to get through it. Maybe that's the radioactive armor symbol on your watch. So straight after we get to see some of the anomalies, looks like in the back there was a updated reflector anomaly. I'm not sure what the one in front is. Are you looking to increase the comfort of your VR experience? Well, I've been using VR Cover facial interfaces since the launch of the Quest 1, so I would totally recommend the brand VR Cover. VR Cover are offering you guys 10% off any of their products with the code GooseyGoggles VR. Shop direct on their website using the links provided in the description, and chuck the code in at the checkout. It really helps out the channel. Looks like all those sort of metal spikes or debris are floating in the air. Maybe they get thrown at you if you cross it, something like that. Could be a new anomaly altogether. Okay, so first off I want to ignore that awesome sounding fire that's coming your way. Let's talk about this watch again. You can see next to it has the weight tracker. So if that's going to be green, then obviously you're not over encumbered. If it turns red, then you're probably going to move slowly. Pretty cool though, good to see that that's there. Let's talk about how awesome that gunfire sounds. That sounds incredible. Really sounds like those bullets are whooshing past your ear. Here we got a really quick look at some of the Mimic Commandos. Much like the Spawn, this time round they look much more realistic, like real people. It looks like when these enemies die as well, they float up and, I don't know, return to the maker. Also wanted to point out in the background here, you can see some sort of object floating in space. It doesn't move in this trailer, but it looks awesome nonetheless. And then also, all the way over to your left, you've got this giant, it's the Radius, but it looks almost like it has texture, like a moon in this shot. Very interesting. And of course we get to see the AK that was being customised earlier in single shot. Sounds amazing. It sounds like the gun's got some real weight behind it. Love it. And then this is our last shot of the teaser trailer. You can see this sort of like planet almost radius. I did think it was much closer and in the foreground, but actually if I zoom in you can see that the trees are in front of it, so it is meant to be high up in the sky, but it's some weird sort of perspective thing going on there. It's interesting. And if I just pause it there and look over to the right here, you can see there's this sort of blue enemy or anomaly all the way over on the right there. That looks completely new, doesn't look friendly. Looks like a giant electric Rubik's Cube. Of course, worth mentioning, we get a shot of our hero here. Presumably this is our player. The backpack there, it doesn't look like that crate from earlier. It does look like sort of like a conventional backpack. Although it looks a bit bigger than Into the Radius 1. Guy's donning a nice little beanie as well, love it. And there we go, Into the Radius 2 Early Access Summer 2024 wishlist on Steam. Awesome. That's been a breakdown of the brand new little teaser on Into the Radius 2. Thanks for watching Goosey Goggles VR, my name's Dan. See ya. Today we're checking out VR lenses, particularly for the MetaQuest 3. These particular prescription lenses were sent to me hot from the creators VR Rock, and I'm here to give you my breakdown on why I think these are a must-have for serious VR gamers. As I say, these particular lenses are for the MetaQuest 3, but VR Rock also do exactly the same product for